terrified. I might have walked into the prison of my own free will, and I was convinced I was innocent of anything but defending myself. However, I was still about to be put on trial for terrorism and the murder of members of the United States Army and agents of the division of the government responsible for monitoring mythicals. The lawyer the organization had hired for me had been able to visit me once and would be present, but he'd informed me that it would be a closed-door affair with a secret jury. There was no way to know what was coming, and no way to know if the trial would be fair or not. A part of me truly hoped it would be impartial, and I would walk free in a few days, or however long it took. But part of me was resigned to this being a joke, to needing something more to get the jury to believe I was innocent. My lawyer had made sure I understood the importance of stating how I'd given myself up willingly, and that I was capable of leaving the prison they were holding me in at any point. There was nowhere on the planet where I would be trapped or not able to escape. Not when I had funky elf superpowers and a dragon and a myconid to help me. Since I was being charged with terrorism, I couldn't call anyone, and I didn't get the usual treatment. They could hold me indefinitely, and they could rig everything. Somehow I had to find a way to melt their hearts, no matter who they were. But I would be the first to admit that being able to call someone would have been helpful. Not only did I want to reassure my parents that I was okay, but I also wanted to talk to Minsheng, Daisy, and the others back at the warehouse. I'd considered bringing my communication stone in with me so I could talk to Ronan, the centaur who helped guard the warehouse sometimes, but I knew he was going to be grieving his friend and mentor Lorcan. I also didn't think the people here were going to take too kindly to me entering a trance with a stone on my forehead. There was also the safety of the stone to consider. I'd promised Ronan and Lorcan I'd keep it a secret. I didn't want the guards to try to take it because they saw me using it and didn't understand. Humans could sometimes activate them if they had some mythical DNA in their family tree. I couldn't take the risk one of the guards might have what they needed, so it was back in my room, along with the pot plant I'd been caring for and several of my most prized possessions. There were 2 exceptions, my bracers and my necklace. I could take neither off. The guards had tried their damnedest to take them from me, but they were magically fixed to me. I was pretty sure I'd taken off the necklace I'd inherited from Tuviel a couple of times, but it was as if they knew I needed them now. It had caused some problems with the officers on the way in. They'd insisted on getting wire cutters. They'd realized I wasn't faking it when the cutters had shattered, and I'd had to use my powers to stop the flying pieces and save everyone nearby from serious wounds. Just another thing on the list of unconventionality when it came to putting me in prison. The sounds of footsteps on the linoleum outside my room made me finally stir enough to wake Sen. When I heard the jangle of keys outside my door, I reached for Zephyr with my mind. "Wake up, buddy," I said. "It's showtime."
You need to shower first," he replied, sounding only partially awake. "I've got half an hour more."
I frowned, but he was right. There was no way I was going to turn down a shower. I couldn't get one as regularly as I'd have liked as it was. "Will we let them keep us here if we're convicted?" I asked him a moment later, trying to imagine what life might be like if we were in prison a long time, and not just while awaiting the trial. Of course, some people waited weeks and even months for their trials, and I'd only been in prison a few days. Still, it was something to consider. What would it be like to be here more permanently?
"We'll take ourselves somewhere else. Promise to be good boys and girls if we can live on an island by ourselves or something. But it's not going to happen. We can prove we were attacked for defending ourselves every time, or had probable cause, or whatever Robert said."
I nodded, grateful for the vote of confidence, and let myself be led to the shower.
"Now none of your shenanigans. Just shower quickly and get your clothes back on," the guard said.
I wasn't sure what he meant, but I didn't reply. I'd barely...